Mr. Wolf, Mr. Wolf, what time is it?
I've been staring at the moon. I've been staring at the moon.
What up, though? Slow Gross here, aka Big Papa Skeetar. I'm back for real this time, man. Apologize for the stopping and starting. Had a couple false starts, you know what I'm saying? But trying to rebuild the plane on the fly, like I told y'all before, man, it's a lot, you know. So in case you're wondering what's been going on with an Audible Ruckus, like the network exists. IR Presents still exists. I got all types of spinoffs and everything that we've been working on. But as far as the show, man, I'm just kind of like pivoting into another space in a new direction. Personally, like the podcast space got too cluttered, you know what I'm saying, too crowded for real. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, I was competing against the machine. And while previously I was ahead of the curve, it wasn't so much the case going forward, right? There was a massive shift into like the visual aspect where it became mandatory, even more than the audio. People was just bypassing audio period and going straight to video. And if you're not sitting in the studio with 15 dudes talking and all that, people is not really trying to like hear the audio part of it, man. And I couldn't, you know what I'm saying, make that leap the way that I was trying to. So what I did was, you know what I'm saying, I took a step back, kind of recalibrated, got myself together, tried to find my love for this again and find a new way or a new lane on how to like approach it so I can get more comfortable doing the video content at the same rate that I was doing the audio content, if that makes sense. But in me taking a step back, I've been able to help Neezy with her YouTube, like behind the scenes and all of that. Her travel agency is blowing up, so y'all go follow Naturally Nay with 2 E's on YouTube. Check out her vlog. That really shows like what we've been doing, you know what I'm saying, offline and behind the scenes and all of that. But both of her two ventures are successful, right? So you got to play the hot hand, right? We got more traction with her stuff than we had with mine, and me trying to get the network a certain way. So I just leaned into that. I switched focus over to, you know, marketing and consulting, you know, because I've been marketing consultant for the past 15 years. You feel me? So with Midnight Club, that's what we've just been shifting on that. And then after a few successful campaigns with the day job, I'm like, all right, let me lean into my marketing bag because that's kind of where my uniqueness comes in. Being from the hood, coming up how I came up, but being able to function and kind of maneuver and navigate through corporate America. Now let me come back and share with y'all some of my tales. You know what I'm saying? Some of my stories, some of my experiences, share some of my knowledge, and hopefully it'll help you build your brand and build your marketing up. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately have a good time with that. So, you know, I'm looking forward to this new journey. 12 a.m. Wolf, you know what I'm saying, is what I'm kind of focused on going forward. Shout out to Cass. That's my dog. Grew up together. But we're going to, you know, reestablish my voice, you know what I'm saying, and come back with this marketing and branding expertise, right? Like that's gonna be the side that I want to focus on. So it's honing in on the gems and all of that, teaching y'all what I know, and then you know, hopefully y'all be able to take something away from it, and then have fun again in the process of it all, man. Here's episode 2 with me and Cass breaking down, like, I think if we talk about like the 4 principles of marketing, SWOT analysis, and the basics. And then we just going to take the ride up from there. Also, I want y'all to be on the lookout for, I linked up with one of my old friends, one of my good guy, my dude, Dusty McFly. We reached out, when we linked back up, working on a couple things, you know what I'm saying, musically, marketing, just community building, you know what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for that. I had the opportunity to be featured on the Patreon platform for Pay the Good People. So I'll drop the link for that as well. And, you know, look forward to more collaborations and stuff coming down the pipeline for that. As well as any artists, any corporate creatives, you know what I'm saying? That's what this channel and kind of this lane is for, man. So be on the lookout for all of that. And looking forward to working with y'all in the future, man. 12 a.m. Wolf. We out. What up, though, y'all? We back. This is Skeet Gross with my dog Cass. Casanova Hefner, you know what I'm saying?
Cass Hefner.
You know, so we back in here. This is 12 a.m. Wolf. This is episode 2. Last one we did with the homie Flam Fever, man, to shout out his album Triple Gold. So we back with it. This is our marketing and branding podcast, but you're gonna have some fun anyway. You feel me? Cass, what's on your way, dog?
Man, blessed brothers. Just happy to be here. I'm happy to get this episode 2 going. For those of you who don't know, bro had a baby recently. That's why we, you know what I'm saying, had to put these episodes off to the side. But we here.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, man. Shout out to Lil Man. But like
yeah. You know, my wolf pack is getting bigger. Yeah, man.
That's what it is, bro. I had to call back for backup, man. Look, you holler at the moon, like, hey, bro, help me out with this. So,
you know.
So, Cass, what I want to do is, man, to kind of set the tone for like these next couple of episodes, man. I really want to chop it and use this platform, you know what I'm saying, this time around to like break down like marketing themes, you know what I'm saying, and branding, because both of us, you know what I'm saying, have experience in the same line of work. You know what I'm saying? We came up together. First off, if you knew, like, this is my brother, like real brother, like from all the way back in the day. We talking like, you know what I'm saying, 11, 12 years old type, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, we were. Was we 10? I think when we doing drill. I think that was like 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, yeah, we about 11. Cause then we did NYSP together. So yeah, and you
Yep.
had to be 13 for
At
that. Yeah,
UND. Yep. I remember that. At the
yeah,
golf club there.
yeah.
Man, we thought you was gonna be Tiger Woods of the hood.
Man, we thought I was gonna be a lot, but you know,
But
that's a whole another episode.
hold on, no. This is the episode, man. I want to do a little bit of an origin story, man, because like again, like what I want to accomplish with this podcast is show the interminglings or the inner workings of like how the street carries over into corporate, or like how that skill set, you know what I'm saying? There's magic on the inner city corners. You feel me? Like, and a lot of us don't know that. Like, we talked about me having my son and all of that, right? And that's like the button on a chapter of like rediscovery, and like we about to go on a journey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I say that because, like, bro, I look back and I'm going through some stuff in therapy and stuff, and it's like, oh shit, like I basically have been running a business since I was 13. You know what I'm saying? Like how we was like moving around and how we had things structured on. It's like a business.
I mean, bro,
I'm not even like no street
do you
stuff.
not remember? Do you not remember when you used to sell the coupon books?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, you've been
the pizza kits.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Shouts out to Mama Gross, because boy, I used to love coming over there, boy. Especially when the Red Wings in the playoff time. You know how that shit.
Saturday night hockey and pizza.
I'm trying to tell you, boy, and that pizza and the breadstick, boy.
Yeah, but background wise, right? You feel me? You've been in promotions for like a long time. I always joke, like my first job was in front of a nightclub, right? And I said that on the Most Known Unknown podcast a while back, and everybody thought, you know what I'm saying, I was making that shit up. But it's like, nah, I really, you know what I'm saying, at a young age was running around in the mix. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm in the house now. Yeah. But like, you was a party promoter, you know what I'm saying? You was a branding guru. You've been an A&R, you know what I'm saying, a manager, like booking agent. Like, so that's where I want us to kind of like, you know what I'm saying, intersect that.
That's cool. So basically, like, where to start? So first job was sweeping up hair at Sylvester's Barbershop on Finkel and Manor.
Okay.
You know, in the barbershop, everything in the barbershop is pretty much marketing. Everything is word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? Barbershop talk is kind of where you learn your sports. That's kind of where you learn, you know, depending on who went there, you might hear some old heads talking about lawnmowers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Then got into the work field. First job was really at Fudd Workers, which is somewhat of marketing again. Yeah, you know, you remember those days.
Well, hold on. And I'm asking you that's why I wanted to start from the beginning. Because when we was coming up, bro, it was not cool to be smart. Like, and I'm talking like book smart. Like, we had the street smarts because that was just surviving. Like, it was not cool to be book smart, right? And so most people like how smart we would have tried to be like a caddy at a golf course. Remember, that was the hustle.
Yeah, that was people was making money.
Oh, hey, young black man, you get the Fresh Prince story arc where it's like, somebody sees that you're hustle and drive. That was me.
But everybody ain't had that. Everybody parents could get them to the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know,
you feel me? Like, you know, my mom worked Monday through Friday. Step Pop was at work at that time back then. You know, that's when he was working at the prison. So it was kind of like all of my stuff had to be like early morning stuff. So, you know, I did the DAP steps and all that. Then, you know, how my mom was big on education for real. So
both our parents was.
Yeah, man. For real. So basically, I honestly can say like my first kind of thing with marketing kind of really popped off with when I got into the club thing. And now from looking where I'm at now compared to back then, my marketing has always been different because I look at things from a consumer's standpoint.
Yep.
So when people come and talk to me, they want to talk to me because they know I'm going to always look at things not from an owner's perspective, but more so from the person who you selling this product to. And it's somebody who I don't mind spending my money. I don't need to have a discount when I know that the quality of the product is going to be what it needs to be.
Right.
So for me, with marketing, I just always try and get people to understand if you can keep, and I don't want to say minimal or middle class, but when you can keep your crowd of people who you know don't have a lot, but they are willing to sacrifice to spend with you.
Yeah.
You as a business and me from being these managers and A&Rs and things, you got to show some love back.
Yeah.
Like
you got to give the people what they want.
You got to give the people what they want, but you also have to give the people a quality product to where
it's worth having though.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like,
I'm with you.
Prime example. I would keep it a bean. You know, I'm a hustler. I've been out the streets now. We going on 3 years clean. You know what I'm saying?
Proud of
Good
you.
work. Good work gonna sell it.
Man.
Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? But good work gonna sell itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in the midst of you having good work, you also have to make sure that your price is at a range so where people don't think you too cheap, but you also have to keep yourself within a box. So it's like this box, and people don't like to be in boxes, but everything we do in life is basically
a box.
It's a north, a south,
box.
a east, and a west. It's a box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to have high quality product, but from a consumer's rate, you want to have a high quality product to where your consumers can still spend top dollar and feel like they still getting.
So right there, I want to start our first marketing theme that I want to cover or like kind of walk through. And I learned this. And again, man, we came up how we came up. And the reason why I even asked you to be on this show, bro, because I remember how we used to move and all that. And I went to college and my minor, you know what I'm saying, was marketing and all that. For me to be able to understand, and that's why I'm about to walk through this next one, the 4 P's of marketing, right, was what I learned, like marketing 101, first day of class, right, first day of the semester. And the way that I was able to conceptualize this was like if I was hustling, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so that's how I made it for me. So like when I say the 4 P's of marketing, I'm talking product, price, place, and promotion. You feel me? And so you speaking to like making sure that your product is crafted in a certain way. One that is, you know what I'm saying, going to be enticing, you know what I'm saying, and appealing to the consumer. That's going to be worth them even stopping to look at it.
Because I tell people all the time, it's when you go to the bread aisle, it's like 200 brands. It's brands you've never even heard of. But guess what? It don't matter if they on the bottom shelf or all the way up on the top shelf. They have places.
Yeah.
And they are still being places with names that people are constantly used to seeing. You got your Hostess white bread. You got your Sara Lee honey bread. You got your wheat pride. You see what I'm saying? And then your bread can be up underneath these 3, but if your bread stands out and you get the right consumer, yeah, you might not be as big as those other 3, but guess what? The money's still gone. People still gone. You know what I'm saying?
Know a secret? Can I tell you a secret that I learned in the marketing game?
Good.
Because to your point, everything is consumer driven. Like, bro, I just took consumer behavior classes, like all of that stuff. Do you know even in the price? That's why some stuff be like $19.50 or $19.49 or just $14.99. You know what I'm saying? Because you think psychologically, oh well, at least it ain't $15, or if it's $19.99, at least it ain't $20.
That part.
And you program. Now you're like, it's gonna be like $21, $22 because of all the tax and all of that.
Yep.
In your head, it's programmed that it's a perceived value that you're gonna get for this product. Feel me? That's where that's coming from, and why it's strategically put like that. When you look at cars and they're like, oh, this is the new Toyota XZX4. Those numbers and letters don't mean nothing. It just sound cool, and it's a way for the the XZX5 is the best. You know what I'm saying? Like it's all done like that.
You know who got their marketing down to a T like that? Honestly, when you talk about Apple,
yeah,
it's the same iPhone.
Yep.
Apple dropped 3 of the same phones. It's just 3 different sizes and 3 different price ranges. You know what I'm saying? Like, but because they have a quality product,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, with a consumer that is going to continually consume. And then you have other products, which I was talking to my Uber driver last night. Like, sometimes your product's so out cold, you don't have to do no marketing. Like Ferrari, in my 36 years, I've never seen a Ferrari commercial, nor have I ever seen a come stop by the Ferrari dealer. And Ferrari has said,
you know why?
if you are on TV looking for a Ferrari commercial, you're not even who we're looking to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the next thing. People have to learn their markets. Everybody, certain goods and services.
Cass, slow down.
My fault.
You with it. We going.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But stop on the when you talk about like tiers, there's tiers to marketing, right? Think about it. Maybach is an extension of Mercedes, but it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like purple. It's purple label polo versus, you know what I'm saying?
The black label polo, which would be the AMG. Yeah. You got your AMG
there's
package.
tiers to this shit. You feel me? And they do segment their marketing, you know what I'm saying, to appeal to certain consumers. If your like income ain't even a certain, you know what I'm saying, thing, they not trying to reach you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why some of these brands, we was talking offline, some of these brands, you have to make an appointment to go. You don't just go in and shop. You have to make an appointment with a sales consultant, and they come out.
I just learned that about Rolex recently. Like you can be a billionaire.
Concierge.
Rolex don't care. You just not about to go in there and be like, oh yeah, let me get that presidential 41 oyster. No, they're going to be like, hey, Mr. Gross, Mr. Heffer, hold on. We want to start you off with a nice 40 submarine. Although you might have money for a 41, let us build up to see what kind of person you are and what kind of market we need to put you in before you just come in and say, I want a 41.
Right. And, but that's the game though, and they do that to keep their people employed and to keep their product at a you know what I'm saying, at a prestigious level. You know what I'm saying, the perception of their product, right? We all know that this shit is all made in the same factories in the same place. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like when you go to the grocery store and you got Fruity Rings or you got Fruit Loops. You ain't no bootleg Fruit Loops. It's the same thing. They just different packaging. They can't brand Toucan Sam the way that they did. You know what I'm saying? The other one.
That part.
But so a couple things there, because price, I think, is determined based on the market. Now, again, this is a marketing and branding, you know what I'm saying, pod. The business side of things, as far as forecasting and all of that, that's where you work with your finance team and your department to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? But you want to track the trends and how stuff go. It's like the shoes. You don't want to be, you can be Jordan, or you could be Starberry and Shaq. You know what I'm saying? Like, and pick somewhere in between there. But understand that your price also goes along with your perception and also determines the quality. Also, a little bit of business tip. In order for you to make a profit, you got to like make sure that you pricing it, you know what I'm saying, where you can like turn even. If it costs you $10 to make something, you got to make sure that you make at least 15 off of, you know?
So here's the main thing that I try and get people to understand about that as well. A lot of people feel like because I broke even, I lost. You never lost when you break even. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck, and I do apologize for the language, but I don't give a damn if you spent $500 and you only get $500 back. You didn't lose. Now you might have lost some time that you could have did towards something else, but financially, from a financial standpoint, breaking even is always great because you didn't lose,
been broke,
you didn't win. You here. Yeah. And sometimes with marketing, sometimes you got to take a L. Yeah. Because sometimes the loss that you take, that you think you took, to everybody else, you win it.
Well, here's the thing, and this is why I wanted to start the show too, bro. Because like I've been in marketing for 15 years. I'm a senior, you know what I'm saying, consultant, Fortune 500, all of this stuff. But we do the freelance work on the side and all of that, right? And my thing is like I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, close the gap between people who trying to get their products and the consumer that they trying to reach. You know what I'm saying? With as minimal budget as possible, because everybody don't have the thousands and millions of dollars that these bigger companies are spending, right?
Exactly.
You gotta be like cookie cutter lasered in to like who you trying to like reach when you do the stuff. You feel me? Like it's like that, you know?
You know what I like? I like when small businesses. You ever like go to a restaurant and you wait in the line and you'll see like um somebody who might make cakes or something like that. You can be like at McDonald's or something like that, and they'll slap they cake thing like right there on the window in McDonald's. Sometimes they'll let it slide, sometimes they don't. Well, like it's a neighborhood Coney Island we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
here. They'll let you put your business card on the outside, but you'd be
At the
surprised.
barbershop where you leave your flyers up.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. Going back to placement, colors. You know what I'm saying? Also marketing. Because I don't want to get too far forward. Because I know we want to talk about all of the different steps of marketing. But what I can say to the people who listening is marketing is honestly whatever you make it.
Yeah.
If you send out a text message every day to say, "Hey, I'm selling dinner today," that's marketing.
Yeah.
Even if you're only sending that small business people who listening, let's just say you are about to start making plates. You need to get you 20 solid people who gonna buy plates from you twice a week before you need to start worrying about if you can sell 50 plates to 50 strangers. Because go ahead.
No, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Bro, it's hip hop. It's hip hop. You gotta capture your neighborhood, capture your side of town, capture your city, then you capture your region. You can't just jump all the way to, you know what I'm saying?
And then sometimes with that though, honestly, like the way how internet is now, see, that was to be like the old form of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Like prime example, I can go on record saying this. When Days Low came out with Try Me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my homie Cook. I wasn't trying to hear it. I wasn't that melodic sound.
You say again, when she came out with it, it was who?
It wasn't rocking like that here at first. Like Detroit really wasn't rocking with the whole Try Me like that for real. Like you had the hipsters, you know what I'm saying, the red cup and all that. Those crowds.
That Gage went up off the rip though.
But this the thing, when she took that song and it went to California first.
Okay.
After she tried to break it here, it took off more when it went to the West Coast first. Then it came back.
But it was still going locally.
It was going
locally.
On. Yeah, like prime example, like for me, somebody who at that time who was constantly like, I'm still in the bars, I'm still in the strip clubs. You know what I'm saying? This is when I'm doing my managerial thing for that. You would start to hear it. You would hear it here and there. You would hear it here and there. But then it seemed like once California got it and they start really like pushing it there, it's like when the masses get a hold of it, then it's like, you feel me?
But not even on the radio. I know she was really on the radio.
I feel like it was on the radio here, but honestly, at that time, I kind of feel like it had to come back from the West. But that's still at that time, we're kind of like the influence of the music and how people were marketing. Yeah. Because California is one of the biggest marketplaces here in the United States. Yeah. You feel me? California and New York. It took off there because once the labels got a hold of it and seen what their locals was doing there, then it was like, oh, shoot, they ain't really rocking with in your hometown? Well, shoot, that's overpressed.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
They're going to tax you on the marketing budget.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, in today's times, it's like, you might have a home, like prime example, I'm in Michigan, you in Texas. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If I'm doing something and you got a Texas influence, but you rocking with it more because you're out of town, your influence because you're out of state can get me more people here because a person would be like, well, shoot, if bro rocking with it all the way down there, how the hell we ain't rocking with it up here? You see what I'm saying? Like I said, marketing is really...
That was the strategy. Remember, that was the strategy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Ohio,
it's just, you just have to have, and here's the next thing. What I like about the marketing too is, what people don't know is, marketing is really one of those things to where you get to be super creative. Like, you can wake up one day and be like, you know what? I want to go get 1,000 balloons made today with my label on it, with my whatever the business is, and however way people can you know what I'm saying, reach me. Mm-hmm. But the marketing part is this: when you strategically go to every other store, let's just say you riding up Woodward, and every other store got this tie-dye balloon on it, you're going to catch people's eye. Somebody's going to get out their car to go, Why is this balloon on every other door?
Now, I'll say it like this though. Because that's even in my day job, that's what I specialize in, what they call grassroots marketing, guerrilla marketing. That's that. You know how we used to do on the promo teams. You go put some flyers in the barbershop, hit the mall up, you know what I'm saying? Hit the high school, you know what I'm saying? Pass out flyers, big events. But here's the thing. Being in marketing for 15 years, people think that like that's the creative part. Yes, that's the fun part. The creative part is only 20%. When you see these shows and people be, we thinking of big ideas, let's have a brainstorm session. That shit only happens 20% of the time. The other 80%, you are literally running the same play over and over again. Bro, how many times we used to play live and all of that? You play the same, you play the same game, but you just run it the same way over and over. And I'm telling y'all this, the reason is, even your point about the balloons, the reason why you're doing this is you want to track to see where it is, and then what's working, then that's where you put more money to. So let's say you passed out flyers, you hung the balloons like along the, you know what I'm saying, along the street. You want to know which one did more. You know what I'm saying? So if you have a different message that's like on the balloons, it say one thing, and then like on the flyers, it say something else. You know what I'm saying? And you have a different link for you track that link back, and then you can determine, oh, well, more was for the flyers than it was for the balloons. Next time we'll get double the flyers. You feel me?
Right.
And one of the key things that I want everybody to consider, right? We was talking about the 4 Ps. But you need to understand with marketing what your goal is. And it's 2 things. Are you looking for lead generation, which is sales? Are you trying to convert sales? Or are you just trying to get brand awareness, right? Brand awareness is like, oh, I'm scrolling by. Oh, that's cool. They got this. Cool. Next. Now, lead generation is, oh, they got this cool shirt. I should buy this now. You know what I'm saying? So you got to when you.
And also, you have to know, a lot of people, glad you said that, a lot of people are honestly marketing from a standpoint of brand awareness, and that is okay.
Yeah.
But
you burn a lot of money doing this.
You see what I'm saying? But your brand awareness has to come with a product.
Yeah.
Like Wendy's ain't just doing Wendy's commercials and there's not a new burger coming out. You see what I'm saying? Like things aren't just being repetitively put out there now like how they were a few years ago, because now the consumer rate is out of control because everybody has social media. So with that, like you said, you running the same play.
Yeah.
You run the same play.
Frequency is what it's called. You know what I'm saying?
The frequency, but at the same time, it's like what you running at, you don't also want to become the hamster in the wheel, because now you're running this play and you're not going anywhere.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And now this is where you get to where smaller businesses, you did all that brand awareness, but you didn't take the other money that you needed to make sure that you had, going back to what I said at the beginning, you got a high quality product to go with this brand awareness, because you have situations to where people know, like, certain stigmas get on the places. Like, prime example, people still ask this day about certain restaurants. Like, who going to get Church's chicken? I'm not going to Church's chicken to get no chicken. I know I'm going to get the biscuits with the extra honey butter.
I'm going for something else. I'm not going.
You see what I'm saying? But
meet somebody over there. That's not.
You see what I'm saying? But they are a staple. But that is still, and this is what people have to understand too. Sometimes your marketing you can have a negative, which is in today's times it's like they're talking about it regardless, or you can have a flawless.
No, bro. One time, man, I was working for the agency. Our biggest client was McDonald's at the time, man. And like McDonald's in the inner city, right? So I remember being in a meeting, and it's just like McDonald's store number, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And they, we got to figure out how to get, they sales up and do this and that. And I looked, and so I'm, looking it up on the map. I'm like, oh, that's the Murder Mac. And I blurted that out in a meeting by mistake. I wasn't trying to like say it out, like, you know what I'm saying? And everybody like, the Murder Mac. Like they had never heard, right. And this when World Star was popping. And so like, you know what I'm saying? It was a video that was up there, this and that. They're like, why are you doing it? Who gonna pull up there to get it? You know what I'm saying? You know how it is when you're driving through, like, and so like that was a whole thing, right? But now we worked out a plan to like help her out and stuff. Her sales went up. You feel me? But at the time, You know what I'm saying? Like it's how your brand is perceived, how
Yep.
it makes sales. You know,
And here's the next thing too with that. You can have a negative connotation, but people are still going to pull up because yes, that has been known as the murder Mac since we was like 15, 16.
but when
But
they
guess
drop that
what?
bitch fillet,
Every time, listen, it ain't even a fish fillet. Anytime you drive by the Murder Mac between the hours of 2 and 5 o'clock, Murder Mac, which people don't know, is attached to a gas station.
yeah,
But
and it's one
that
way
line
out
is
the drive
slapping, and
through.
they ain't there to get no gas. They pulling up to McDonald's to go get that, like he said, that filet of fish with a Big Mac with a small fry with extra mac sauce, no pickles.
Yeah. Well, one thing, and you touched on this too, though. But what I learned in my time, like working for McDonald's, because they sent us to like their headquarters in Chicago, like Hamburger U, right? And you think that Hamburger U, like, oh, we gonna network. You did that, but like, bro, when I say they schedule started from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5:30, you know what I'm saying? In the afternoon, just presentation after presentation after presentation after presentation, just big ass binder and stuff, bro, with like how they do their campaigns, brand extension, line extension, like it, bro. It was so much shit. And so I say that to say, when you talk about like the fillet of fish, think about it. You only during Lent, which is identified, you know what I'm saying? Like February into March is when you're gonna see that. Then they rotate that out. And if you it's a media calendar, right?
Yeah, and then my favorite, listen, my favorite. Everybody talks shit about the McRib, but guess what? The McRib come out at least for 2 or 3 weeks every summer.
Yeah. I remember one time there was a conversation about it's like a watermelon drink. And like, you know, statistics show, you know what I'm saying, Black people like watermelon. So it was like, oh, well, this will do great in this market. And so even with the commercial, I was like, man, we can't do no commercial though. Like you can't show nobody, you know, watermelon.
Yeah.
And it's like,
you can't have black, yeah.
and it's like, well, no, but Black people love watermelon. And it's like, no, we do.
We do, but the
We don't
kind of
want you showing us that we do.
the back end, especially from this country about watermelon and black folk ain't gonna, you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember back in the day, the Kool-Aid commercial where my man showed up to Rucker Park with like the long basketball shorts he had on the wristband and everything? The Kool-Aid man, like costume, all of that, pulled up to Rucker Park and was dribbling through his legs, throwing alley-oops off the backboard. He dunked.
Oh yeah.
And then a little black kid with an afro was like, yeah, Kool-Aid man. Like at the end. And everybody's this is racist. They did that commercial because it said, oh, Black people love Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? High indexes in the African-American community at 41%.
And listen, it was across from us because we know Black people like basketball too.
Yeah,
y'all like listen, y'all, we had all these like Mike commercials. You know what I'm saying? So we know y'all want to be like Mike or Kobe, and then Kobe is drinking Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it works. But with the marketing, that's one of the ones where you gotta kind of know your gray areas. Like for me, when we were doing party flyers, we had to be careful what you're putting on the front of the party flyers. Because at one point it had got to where places like Oakland University and Wayne State, it couldn't be no girl on the flyer with a bikini on.
Yep.
It had to be, you had to have books. You had to have books.
Scholarly looking, you know what
scholarly looking things.
An apple in a
to
club.
be able, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo,
no, who I've seen who had some great promotion during the time was Deja Vu back in the day.
Okay.
You remember the old Deja Vu flyer that you would get when we would leave something, when we used to go out and we would be leaving like the regular club and you would bump into the people who still had you. Deja Vu would give you a card. It said Deja Vu. It let you know what it was. And the card said, this is your voucher. This is your $20 to get in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Customer retention though. Yeah, that's good.
It was more of a, you knew where you were going because of what it was, but you didn't have to market what it was you were selling because people know what this is. You see what I'm saying? And this goes back to the 4 Ps, like you said earlier. You have to have, with marketing, your product has to be solid.
Yeah.
Even if you're selling a shitty product.
Oh yeah.
Car salesmen do it all the time.
Bro, you bought some stuff from Temu?
I haven't got anything from Temu yet, but I have seen.
It's easy.
But I have seen like the guy who got the teeth from Temu, and they look like the chiclets from.
I'm gonna take you back. I'm gonna take you back. You ever got an action figure from Shoppers World back in the day, like Juno's?
Yeah.
Like, this is not the same as Toys R Us. That's a different type of action figure. That's not Hulk Hogan.
You play with it for a minute until you went to. I don't want his arm to be up, and you push that arm down, and you push that arm down, and that arm pop out the socket, and you can't put it back in there.
Stuck like that. It's stuck like that now.
You
like,
know what I'm saying?
don't
But
move
you
that.
know, it was certain. You can
Bad
have
product. That's bad product.
you can have a shitty product, but if it's marketed correctly, you can. Prime example,
Shoppers World.
the weed, like
low price.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm up here in Michigan. I know Texas is still trying to finally get. I pray one day y'all can get some medical or some recreational going. But like right now, the person who started with the fancy packaging is now upset because now people don't care about the flower. They want like the weed packaging, bro. You can get a whole Game Boy now to come with a 3.5. What the hell do you need a Game Boy to get high for when? Okay, I get it. You might play with this in the midst of you after you consume, but here's the thing: is that product that you consuming, is it worth it?
Right.
And a lot of these products, especially in that world now that I can speak on, people, it got to a point to where it was like, do you want the weed or do you want the pretty bag?
Right.
This is why the prices is up. Myler bags took the weed game to a whole nother level because here's the thing: I could have a bow of this same strand that you want to have.
Cass, for our new listeners out there, can you explain exactly what a bow is?
So I can have the same pound of weed, okay? Prime. Okay, so we're gonna do it like this. Lower's in Texas, okay?
I am in Texas. I am not.
Yeah. So let's just put this out there for you. He ain't doing that, but this is it. This is just for an example.
Marketing.
So matter of fact, we'll put you in a state to where it's legal. I'm in Michigan. We just gonna say bro is in California, okay? Yeah. What people don't know now is Michigan has become the new
California
mecca for marijuana because our water is better.
Yep.
California has the better dirt, but we have the cleaner water.
Yep.
Okay. Cleaner water is better for the plants, but that's whatever.
Wait, we're growing plants?
So to say this is this. Bro can be in California, and let's just say you got, which is a new heat strand, is called sherbet cream pie, okay? You can have sherbet cream pie in California, and I can have sherbet cream pie in Michigan, okay? Yours in California may cost more because with your sherbet cream pie, shout out to my sister, it could come with some naturally nays.
Yeah. Yep.
You like how I'm doing this market? This is marketing right here, people. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yep.
His can come with this naturally nays, okay? With me, you're just going to get you just going to get the flower. I don't have no other product, okay? The difference is this. What people tend to do is, oh, you know what? Let me go get the one from bro because it's going to come with this naturally nays. But the actual product itself, which you're supposed to be marketed to people, which is the actual flower, might not be as good as the flower I'm offering, but they will go run to you because guess what? I'm going to get bold flower, and they know it's bold, but guess what? I'm still going to get something extra that comes with it.
It's fast food place with the toy. It's like you get a toy.
Yeah.
My kids want to go eat here because at least they know they're going to
come with a toy. You know what I'm saying? But the food might not. Little Timmy ain't eating all them Burger King nuggets, but you know for a fact he gonna smack McDonald's because it tastes better. But Burger King might got the better toy. You know what I'm saying? So you just.
No, you're right. You're right. One thing I wanted to go back to that you said, because I feel like, starting off, no matter what you decide to do or how creative you get, you should still operate within the confines of a plan. You mentioned like with the on-campus stuff and all of that, right? So one thing that I want to challenge everybody to, all the small businesses out there, is what I call, and I always start with this when I do my consultations and all that, but like it's a SWOT analysis. You feel me? SWOT. You operating based off of your strengths. So you're identifying, your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and your threats. So you assessing the turf, so to speak, like the landscape, down and distance, what we got to do. So you could say like strengths are, okay, we have interpersonal communication, we have a direct line to the consumer, and we have add-on products to help bundle them at the point of sale, right? Like going back to like your model, right? We can say our weaknesses are, man, it's too much. Like we can have too much stuff bundled, which causes low inventory. And you know what I'm saying? We run out of labels and we have more products, but no labels, which delays shipping costs because of X, Y, and Z. Right. So opportunities, you could say, okay, well, if we were to drop ship and then we could predetermine, or if we just only did pre-orders, we could wait till the orders come in. We can make sure that we stock up on X amount of labels and dedicate funds to that. Okay. You could say threats is there's somebody else out there that do exactly what the fuck we doing. They're trying to short stop us.
Oh, for real. And they might have a better, once again,
yes,
they might have a better product.
yes.
They
But
might have a
but
better
you have
product.
to have all of that before, like
But
you said,
got it. Yeah.
what makes you stand out? What do you
That's
have working for you? What do you have working against you? What's going to make you stand out? And what could potentially hinder you from like advancing, right? And that's with anything. That's a life bar. You can use that like for everything. You feel me? But like,
I mean, life is marketing though. When you think about it,
say it again. Say it
life
again.
is marketing. You put yourself in certain. You sow certain seeds. You gonna reap a certain.
Yeah.
Look at all that murder, kill. We spinning. I'm dropping bags on heads. Everybody who was rapping about dropping bags on heads, the feds is picking them up now because guess what?
Yeah.
You said on the song that it was just lyrics that you were dropping bags on heads, and then we got you on this phone saying,
wait, well, so this is my favorite part of the show. And you led us right to it. You led us right to it. Okay. I wanted to also like, you know what I'm saying? Like we gotta lean into like, client list and your client list.
yeah.
So I want some of your expertise, you know what I'm saying? Having managed artists, having A&R, all of that, right? Navigating this current climate, right? What advice would you give to an artist that's like, you know what I'm saying, either make that type
To
of
the new artists, if you are listening, music, album sales are no longer, that shit don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
An album don't mean shit. And I'm gonna keep it a bean. In 2025, as an artist, if you still working on just trying to just put out albums, you're not going to get back what you're wasting your time. It's EPs, singles, and videos.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you got to do.
And you better and go back to what you said before. The call back to you better have something, merch or
have to have
a
some
copy or something so that you can get
have to have some type of gimmick about. Yeah, you got to have some type of gimmick about yourself.
A hook. You need a hook.
A hook. You need listen.
And
in today's time with the music,
not the singing guy.
I go back, listen, and I take it back. And it's sad. We gonna get past this, but all my references, y'all gonna learn. Damn, this nigga just gotta always take it back to the street.
That's what it's for, though. This is the coexistence.
Yeah, you feel me? He's gonna give you the market, corporate market. I'm gonna give you the dirty D.
It's both. We just even each other out depending on the
situation. You feel me?
We both can do both. Like
you with music now, because of streaming. Shouts out to Soulja Boy, because in all actuality, Soulja Boy is the reason that the music world is fucked up like it is right now. Because niggas didn't know nothing about no streaming until Soulja Boy dropped Crank That for real. You see what I'm saying? And his marketing, which he said was because we were all pirated music at one point. If you ain't have Bearshire or LimeWire back in the day, there was something wrong with you. Yep. All of us have been the DVD man or the CD man at one point. We all tried it.
Or was their best customer?
Or was the best customer. I was I was more so the better customer because I had to go upstairs to use the computer. You know, my mama wasn't going.
You fuck your mama's computer. I tried to be the CD man. Remember, I had all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I fucked my mama's computer up 3 times, and I was like,
you get that virus, and you out of there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I say that to say this. You got to have your music got to be on point. You cannot be
like dropping your music.
That snap and pop shit. We are in a time where people want to hear bass lines. If you are rapping on a bass line, I don't give a fuck if you get on that motherfucker and say, "Skeet up a bebop, baby." If you drop that at the baseline at the right point, guess what? You're gonna have all the kids running around here talking about ski bebop, baby.
I do you one better. I do you one better. Well, let's extend the streets is over with. So let's expand upon that, right? Yeah. You could come up with 8 bars over a techno beat because techno originated in Detroit. and we could do a whole episode on that. But like, and you could just like, you know what I'm saying, take that overseas. And if long as it's on the cruise, you can get booked to only perform on cruise ships, bro. I didn't even tell you. I didn't say this into the pod space because I wasn't trying to flex or nothing. But remember when I took that cruise, like what, last year, the year before last or something?
And they was trying to give you the job?
No. We was on the cruise. It was like the first, remember the first vacation that I took. It was after the podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I swear Vezo was on the same cruise and he was low key as fuck. Like I knew who he was. I dapped him up. People saw him and all that, but he was just there chilling with his family. So I'm like, man, I'm on the same cruise as Vezo.
Yeah.
Like every stop, you know what I'm saying? I used to be there every time you see a nigga at the party. Oh, what up, though? What up? Every time I speak to you once, and it's like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like that's when it hit for me. Like, oh, okay, all right, I'm on a, you know what I'm saying? I'm operating on a different type of level now. So I gotta like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta teach this shit now. You know what I'm saying? I soak the game up.
Yeah. And it's like artists, you got to believe in what you putting out.
Yeah.
And stop. The main thing with artists, honestly, is stop holding on to music, motherfucker. How you gonna get paid if you hold on to it?
What if they have friends that they're waiting on feedback from and they haven't given them feedback? And
Guess what? Them folks,
because they friends.
Listen, I'm about to keep it real with y'all. I just told Lo before we started. He got a song that he sent me 2 weeks ago. It's not that I haven't, that I'm not going to listen to it.
Bro, I've got hot beats.
You feel me? It's not that I'm not going to listen to it, but life is lifing for all of us right now.
I understand. I mean,
you gotta have, you feel me?
I'm talking
yeah,
shit.
no. You got to have.
But you saying at some point though, you gonna have to like do that shit.
You got it. Because your friends ain't gonna really, they're not gonna really buy it because that's your homie. So before you even put it out there, you know, I got the track before it even got mixed and mastered.
But
you see what I'm saying?
You heard the references with
I heard the reference track. You see what I'm saying? Me hearing the reference track is good, and I will still buy the single, but 10 out of 10, I'm going to play it for other people who are going to buy it. You see what I'm saying?
And
but
you're not no yes man either, because you will.
That part. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like what I might not like, I could be wrong because I have been wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like when it comes down to music now, everybody like that. I listen to local music. I listen to Detroit artists. I don't. To me personally, I feel like if I'm gonna, when it comes to bigger, I do like some of the bigger artists, but I'm sorry, I still like street music.
Yeah.
That's just me. I like to hear, and no, I'm not condoning it, but I like to hear we smoking dead ops. I'm not smoking dead ops, but I like the fact of the matter that you was just this mad and was able to, instead of you being out there really doing that, you went to the studio and you rapped about it instead.
Yeah.
Regardless if you did it or not, because that's another thing with this dead now. A lot of people are doing things with their products that you don't even gotta do. You ain't gotta do that.
Yeah.
Just because you got a cookbook don't mean you gotta walk around with a chef outfit on all day.
Right. Think Snoop Dogg. You can have 100 things going on, and when it's time to push and promote that, you do that, and then when it's time to push and promote something else, you go do that.
Yeah. You just have to know where like I said, life is marketing. You have to know, like he said, what your SWOT is. Where are you sweet? Where are you strong? Where's your weaknesses? Where's your opportunity? And where is your threats?
Yeah.
When it comes down to people who make music, for those of you who do music, your threat to yourself is the lack that you have within yourself about putting your music out, because you can have a song that you did 4 years ago, and this is what I tell artists that I work with. Guess what? That song that you don't like it because you made it and you think it's supposed to sound a certain type of way. But when I play it and I think it's sweet, and then I go get around my cousins and them, and I be like, let me see the auxiliary chord real quick, and as soon as the beat drop, I see heads, and then it go, oh, whoa, start that over, bro. What did he say?
Yeah.
You gotta.
Juicy J said that. Juicy J said he'd be overseas and it was our jam too growing up. Slob on my knob. He said he performed that song. He said, I hate that song. He said, but every time I go somewhere, they ask me to perform that song. I wrote that song when I was 17 years old. I just was high after school one day, said some bullshit, and moved on to the next record. He said, but everybody loves that. So that's an iconic song from our era. And the beat them been sampled, all of that stuff. It could come on at any point. If it drop, I'm gonna forget where I'm at. When I was working for the radio station, if we got invited to like this party and all our corporate people there, Slob on My Knob came on Solid Disco. I rap that shit word for word from top to bottom in front of the GM. And it's just my jam. Like, just.
What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
Come on, man.
Please don't touch it.
Listen, and then me, at one point, when I was hosting, they was sucking nigga dick or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want me to do? I feel it.
Shout out to my dog JC, because he had hit me up when I wasn't working at the time, bro. I was freelancing, and he had got an invite to go perform at Live Nation, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, man, I'll come with you. So it was him and whoever artist he could. He hit everybody up. Only a few people showed up, man, and he went in there and performed. Now I know his set list because I done helped out with the show. He had one song, you know what I'm saying, where he take the mic and he swing that joint around or whatever. And so I leaned over to him, because he had me like filling as a DJ, right?
Right.
So I'm like queuing up his stuff. Mind you, I can't DJ for shit. I can hit play.
You were just queuing the button.
I knew how to work this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Support my dog. And I was like, hey, you want me to play that one song? And he's like, which one? I'm like, the one where, I done seen this nigga perform 100 million times. He'd take it, sometimes he'll call and check out from the audience or whatever. And and so I'm like, he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And so when I asked him, I was like, you sure? He was like, bro, they booked me. You know what I'm saying? This is my, I'm going to do that shit. So we in the corporate room and stuff. He hit that shit, bro. And again, everybody was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on? But that was the coolest shit ever, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jason Seals III, man.
And you got to remember, people, when you are marketing, shock value is very important.
Hold on, no. Is it because nowadays, and that's a future episode, but like nowadays the shock value is like,
let me put it like this. Let me
teaser, and then we're gonna talk about it next week.
Okay, yeah. So I ain't telling you to spray paint your whole body with your market and be running nude. That ain't what I told you to do.
You don't want me to wear a diaper for the whole summer to promote babies?
It worked for the baby though. You see what I'm saying? And this is where you have to learn. It's not gonna work
for you out there.
You see what I'm saying? And this is where you got to learn, going back to what your strength, your weakness, your opportunity, and your threat is. I remember seeing, because he had a whole nother name before he was the baby.
Yep.
And we was all like, but once again, that's the thing though. We are in times now to where people's negative comments can turn out to be positive marketing for you. But there are certain connotations and asterisks that you don't want to have affiliated with your product and what it is you're selling. One, you don't want to be known as a con man. You can't be a liar or a thief.
Yeah. You gotta have trust. You have to
have some trust. Yeah. You can do, and here's the thing. If you decide, because there are probably some people out there, the OnlyFans thing is going on still. Fansly and all that type of stuff. They have to market like that because that's the type of clientele that they are getting. But if you decide that you want to do something like that, you also have to remember, people remember the type of marketing that you put forward. So if you don't just want to be known, if I'm put you like this, depending on what your market is or what it is you selling, need to be what you're doing. If you're selling, prime example, Naturally Days.
There you go.
You feel me? This is a hair care product. You can also use Naturally Days oil for your beard. So if you are a barber, guess what?
Use it. It helps you. The only complaint that we've heard in the past, 6 years of her making it and selling it, is that it makes the hair grow back too fast. And if we could cure baldness,
and I'm not gonna lie, if y'all look right here, I burned myself lighting up a backwood, and this hair is slowly but surely starting to, because I be putting this little oil right there a little bit. So it yeah, you feel me?
Backwards.
So it works. Now that's that. Let's go back though. If you are in a adult entertainment world, I would prefer you not to be using naturally made. But if this is the oil that you gonna use, my sister gonna kill me. I'm sorry, sis.
Let me get this out. Where's the time? What time are we at? Keep going.
But if this is the oil, you know what I'm saying? All jokes aside, though, if this the oil that you gonna oil up in, guess what? You gonna help my sister sell another bottle, and you're going to, you feel me? And it's like we laughing, but these are the type of meetings that people are having in these marketing meetings. Like it's like people be thinking like marketing is just like a whole bunch of just nerds just sitting in the room with their computers going, well,
that's a part of it.
We can't, yeah. But then you got those
our projections show that the consumer trend of the data.
Yeah. And then you got those of us who got to pull out the receipt to be like, hey, yeah, you talking about the projection trends for them, but I can show you right now, me and 50 people who liked it that.
But that's why you need to, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Like I can show you, yeah, you, and there's the next thing. When you marketing, you have to have like-minded people around you who are thinking of the same way your product that you are, because you'll get some negative people around you that'll make you stop what it is that you are doing, that you need to be, that you trying to do don't match the lifestyle that they trying to live.
Mm-hmm. Wait, repeat that again. You said they trying to stop you from doing what?
They will stop your marketing plan because your marketing plan for what it is you're trying to sell don't align to what they think it should.
Yeah.
But guess what? That's only $50. You worried about his $50. It's $5 million left out there. So are you gonna be concerned about just this? Once again, like I said, it's a small line between business and friendship. Yeah. You got to, that's the next. Your friends are not your market, people.
All right. No, you're giving too much game in this episode.
All right, bet. My bad.
Put that down so we can cover that next week. It's one of those. All right, tune in next week, guys.
Yeah.
Because you was giving too much game. That's too much.
My fault.
They don't even know.
You said we were doing this. Y'all don't understand. So bro sends me like we are staying on topic. Like we kind of like on like the 5th bullet point for how this episode is supposed to be. But y'all learn.
It's still a flow.
Yeah, it's a flow of things. So it's things are gonna come out. So y'all gonna have to. It's gonna be certain things gonna write down for y'all to come back to. But that'll be we'll come back to that. But let me just say this before we get out: your friends, your everyday day ones, the people who you talk to on a regular basis. I am sorry to tell you this, but this is going to be an eye opener. They are not your market.
Nope. They just love you and they support you and they want to see you do great, but they are not your primary consumer. You know what I'm saying? You can get their feedback and their input, but they not, you know what I'm saying?
They're not gonna spend the money. Yeah. They're gonna share your post.
Yeah.
But sharing of the post is good.
I used to hate that.
It ain't enough.
Shout out to Myth G, free Myth G. But when he used to have a new single or whatever, he'd be tagging my auntie, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, these people don't, rest in peace, Auntie Siri. She was in the church, she was on the motherboard. I'm like, Auntie don't want to hear you talk about drilling and killing. Like,
here's the thing. And let's take it a step further. She don't want to hear it. She probably might have listened to it 1 or 2 times. But
she's like, I don't know what this foolishness is.
You feel me? Like, but after she done heard you say goddamn motherfucker within the first 2 verses, 3-4 times, Auntie ain't.
Yeah, she's done. She's like, my baby, what they done did with him.
You feel me? Like, so your core friends and family people.
Know your audience. Yeah. Well, no. What I want to cover, and we'll do it next time, but like looking at the metrics so you understand what you're looking at when we talk about like reporting back, because that's your leverage when you in these negotiations. That's the key, right? Understanding the marketing after you done like shot to shot, right?
You got to make sure. And here's the thing, folks. This the thing. All of this, you still got to make the money.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
That's what this is. The whole
if it don't make dollars, it ain't gonna go nowhere.
Makes sense. Last thing before we slide. Because I want to incorporate this as like a segment, you know what I'm saying, too. Right. But is there any artists out there we should check out or any
business? Okay, so new artist spotlight. I'm a little biased this week, y'all. We gonna give it to my cousin LOM Frenchie. He just dropped a 5-song tape. It is called When the just to give y'all some feedback.
Wait, repeat
This
that.
time
It cut
around
out.
this time.
Repeat that again. It's called
LOM Frenchie, When the Smoke Clears. LOMFRENCHIE. LOM Frenchie, When the Smoke Clears. You can go on YouTube. He does have some videos out from some songs that he got with my other cousins. They have a group called Boss Fam. And if you are from Detroit, you know about LOM. Frenchie is with Rudy and Rue and all of them. He is part of that group out of Inkster as well. But just to give y'all some back
one
information
nigga
on my
said as well. Oh yeah, just a
yeah,
tidbit of information.
just to put it out there, because people gonna be
Those
like,
are those
LOM. Because
guys.
listen, when they hear LOM, first thing they gonna be like, Rudy, yeah,
Yeah.
Rudy.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
You put your professional voice on, like, hey, you guys better know it.
But just to get some background, around this time last year, really on the 19th, Frenchie was involved with one of our other cousins who ended up losing his life in a shooting. Um, um, it's a blessing that we still got him a year later. Cuz took some dome shots, you know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing to see him still up and moving around and able to get his talent off. And I told him, and my favorite line to him is, "It's a day at a time in recovery." If you've ever been through anything type of health or anything like that, especially seeing what the situation was on how we are here, that's why it's called what it's called, When the Smoke Clears. Y'all know that's my favorite thing to use for a title, being a gunshot victim myself. When the gun smoke's clear, I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? So, artist spotlight this week is going to be LOM Frenchie, When the Smoke Clears. Moving forward, I am planning on I do want to get some other artists outside of Michigan. So, with that being stated, I'm going to go back to our boy Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
Go listen to that Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? And then is there one other person? Nope. This person I'm working with. I have some more artist spotlight for y'all. Moving forward.
Other add-on I forgot. I was letting you talk, but shout out to Gage 313. You know what I'm saying? Dispensary over there. Shout out to my boy Watt. You know what I'm saying? They got good flavors you know what I'm saying? He roll them out every month and all that. But if you go over there, kind of like we were saying, he'll get you on like a recommendations list. You'll get
nice recommendation.
His selections for the week. Every time I come back to the city, he'll pick me some out and be like, "Oh, you get this one, you be straight. All right, go about your business." You feel me? So y'all make sure you go check them out at Gage 313. It's over there on like 8 Mile. I forgot what the cross street was. It's like Freeman.
You know, the east side, ain't it? That's the east side, ain't it?
It's on the west side.
On the west? Okay. See,
It's like 8 and Evergreen, I think it is.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's funny because my homeboy got the shout out to Love Cannabis right there on 7 Mile and Evergreen. My boy Rue. I went to college with Rue. Yeah, so, black owned for people out there who,
look, everything we support on here is black. We support everybody, but like we're gonna put the black
but no, but actual like Love Cannabis, like, Gage is like a bunch of them, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's a bunch of people with that, but Love is black owned. They do get products from everywhere, but that's like one of the staple black owned dispensaries that we got here in the city, for real.
Right.
That have allotted all of the BS that they was coming up with people getting their licenses and all that stuff. So shout out to
back in that first wave when
I had one myself.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's why I know it's important to you.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like back when it was kind of like free range for it, but they didn't put regulations and all that stuff. But yeah, like I said, artist spotlight is gonna be LOM Frenchie once again when the smoke clears. And like you said, for those of us who are up here in Michigan, if you're listening, you can stop at Gage, go holler at Cal, or you can go holler at my people at Love Cannabis over on 7 Mile Avenue.
So all right, give me your social medias and all that where they can follow you. Then we're about to slide up out of here, bro.
Social media is just gonna be you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Casanova Hefner. I don't give out my Facebook. I feel like that's more of a private thing for close friends and family. Like I got a stupid long 2,000 people waiting to be added, but I ain't gonna lie. Facebook it's a different world now. So I don't,
Yeah.
I use that to keep like that's where I keep. I
Keep
ain't
up
gonna
with
lie.
everybody. That's your Rolodex. That's your contact list on your phone.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I use Facebook to keep up with birthdays. That's my go-to for birthday. Because Facebook tell you.
Yep.
It can tell me like, yep, low birthday today. You got a cousin you ain't talked to in 6 months. Birthday
It was
today.
2 days ago that you
You feel
forgot.
me? You got
Hey,
a
happy
cousin.
belated. Oh,
Your
good.
favorite cousin that you just talked to 2 days ago. That you wonder how come they lightweight mad at you. You find out, like you just said, birthday was 2 days ago.
No, you talk. It's even worse when you call someone. Hey, man, I need you real quick. You know it's my birthday today. They there with they. Oh, well, happy birthday. Can you be
Yeah,
at 5? Like,
yeah. So yeah. Oh, and don't forget we do got merch.
yeah.
Go get that. Go get that merch. I'm gonna
Yeah.
holler at bro. Outside the show,
Link in
possibly
bio.
on possibly, you know what I'm saying. I think sooner or later, me and Lo gonna start putting our faces on these shirts. You know what I'm saying. Instead of the 0, it can be like his face for the
I
0.
ain't trying to put my face on no shirt, bro. Because
He don't ever see.
fading to the
I
background.
just want my brother to put his face out there for it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, no, because on an Audible Ruckus, that's not me, but like it's got the little man with the
Yeah.
headphones. It's a little man. Like,
Oh yeah, shout out to Inaudible Ruckus. That's
yeah, it's the
yeah,
network, baby.
network. It's network. We here.
But yeah, y'all can follow me at Skeet Gross. You can follow me the entire platform at Inaudible Ruckus _ podcast. You can follow 12 a.m. like the agency overall at 12 a.m. Wolf. Well, no, it's the 12 a.m. Wolf on Instagram.
Yeah, it's that 12 a.m. Wolf.
Yeah. See,
Yes,
look, new show, man. It's a new show.
yeah.
But yeah, and then the main thing is y'all subscribe on YouTube. That's where this is really about to be. You can subscribe everywhere on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Okay, I'm trying to get into the YouTube space.
YouTube.
Here we go. But yeah, this has been episode 2 of the 12 a.m. Wolf Show, and we out. Peace.
Ow.
Mr. Wolf, what time is it?
I've been staring at the moon.